demonstrates this innovation in entertainment. Autodesk is one of their largest hub is in Montreal for development of middleware. Softimage started in Montreal. Quasal, who has a licensed soft middleware for online multiplayer. Toon Boom. When I'm talking about specialist outsourcer, there's a lot of QA, great QA studios. In audio, we have a great mocap facility in Montreal. We have the big boys also that supply us with, constant, good potential staff for us to be helped upon. And schools, we have numerous schools. So these are a couple of stats. So these are all of our schools. I won't go into detail, but we have one of the highest, I think right here is the highest graduate ratio in Canada. So there's more university graduates that come out of universities in Montreal than anywhere in Canada. When somebody were asking low cost, well, this is an official graph from a Montréal International annual report. So total operating cost for average. So this encompasses a lot of different costs. And as you can see, if we compare ourselves with any major studio in North America, it's very hard to beat us. So what drives this? This reduces risk for the investor. They can put the money on the table with confidence, and they're ready to grow and expand afterwards because the risk is lower. So, for the ones that are business or more oriented, we have one of the lowest corporation tax rate in Canada. We have one of the lowest. Square footage for rent. When you're having a studio of 1,000 people, space becomes an issue sometimes. And these are the different programs that the government has put in place, not to support only the video game. Video game is here, but the movie industry is here. The e-business, e-commerce has its own incentive. R&D has always been there, always has been quite a successful program. And once you've signed in Montreal, the relationship with the government doesn't end there, it simply starts there. There are a lot of people here that are there to really support you in whatever needs that you need, if it's in training, in all kinds of domain. And what I like to say in Montreal, all these people work together, which is fun, and even the video game studios work together. I'm the president of the Professional Association of Video Game Studios in Quebec. And once every month, we sit down together, yes, rivals together around the same table, and discussing about our common needs and common priorities so we can have a clear, one united voice to the government or to the schools. And this really helps us to move fast. And Montreal, even though not a lot of people have been there, it's quite a interesting, it's my hometown, obviously I will root for it, but it has a lot of great aspects and has been named one of the hippest, I didn't know there was a survey for hippest cities. Well, yeah, I'm great. And Montreal is able to support sustainable growth. Despite the ups and downs that we know, Montreal has not really slowed down. In fact, it has moved pretty much forward. Quite safe. I mean, Montreal is safe. We have public services available to all, and it's quite the land of equal opportunity. So these were my business slides, which you might want to read afterwards. And I think these are both major documents that I took a lot of information from. If we have time, the video. Yeah? Can we shoot the video? So this video is 4 minutes. If we can just lower it down. So this was done almost 3 years ago, so it's almost past. But I think Deux X Human Revolution with this video will just give you a taste of common products that come out of Montreal.
The year is 2027. It's a time of great innovation, yet many are being left behind. Technology is merging with biology. Human augmentation is commonplace. Society stands on the brink. In Deus Ex Human Revolution, you play Adam Jensen, ex-SWAT and Chief of Security for Seraph Industries, a leading company in the controversial field of human augmentation.
Crowds continue to gather in front of the Capitol. Most are demanding that Congress severely restrict efforts to alter the human body's abilities.
Attacked and left for dead during a break-in at the company, Adam underwent surgery and was augmented without being given a choice. Pressed back into service, he's on the hunt for his attackers.
6 months is a hell of a short time to come back from the dead.
While coming to grips with his new situation, he must take on powers far larger than himself.
You sure you're ready for this?
The world of Deus Ex is deeply immersive and full of possibilities that depend on the playstyle. Be aggressive. Be stealthy instead. Or adapt as you go. There are countless ways to solve each situation. Key among your solutions are augmentations.
Mr. Seraph did make a generous donation to LIM in your name. Please, take a look.
Increase strength, intelligence, vision, sociability, and killing power. Become an unstoppable soldier. Undetectable infiltrator. Savvy hacker.
Access granted.
Or smooth talker.
It was a bad situation. You didn't do anything wrong. Thanks.
The door's unlocked. Like your weapons, augmentations are upgradable as you progress. Though dead ends might arise, you're never stuck. Be creative and look to your environment for clues. Quick thinking can make all the difference. Adam's quest spans the globe, from the heights of power to the depths of secrecy. Webs of deceit and corruption tie distant cities together. Montreal, Detroit, Hangzhou. Adam must explore them all to unravel his mission.
You're going back to Hangzhou Island. Frank tracked down one of the GPLs.
Follow leads to uncover valuable info and useful objects.
Access granted.
Secrets often lurk in the shadows. So does scum. Watch your back. Along the way, you'll meet a host of characters. Many would like to see you dead.
Get rid of him, Barrett!
But some are worth your time.
Will you help me find out what really happened to her?
Side quests can reveal valuable assets and information,
You take care of the dealers, and the footage is yours.
Deal. Helping you gain experience points. Use these to upgrade your weapons. The city hubs change over time and in response to your actions.
As far as rules of engagement go, I'll defer to you. Lethal or non-lethal?
I'm not about to take any chances.
Lethal it is.
How you reach your goal is up to you,
I don't want to hurt you, but I will if you don't give me a choice.
but actions spawn consequences that can affect you later in the game.
Blood is on your hands!
You don't need the civilian to get you out of here. But I can't do a thing until you let her go.
I did what you wanted, so let me go.
Depending on how you play and where you explore, opportunities arise or vanish.
I got a hold of a weapon mod. It's not much, but I figured a guy in your line of work could use it.
Become Adam Jensen and immerse yourself in Deus Ex Human Revolution. The truth will change you.
So there you go. This is this was one of the later trailers that tried to explain what we were doing. Deus Ex Human Revolution is a game that you can play easily 30 hours. There's choices and consequence, great storytelling, multiple sites, multiple play the game, and this is why it was a very difficult project to realize, but we had the talent to do so, and this was really just a calling card of Eidos Montreal. So is there time for more questions? I can't say much on this, but what I can say is that recently they announced that there was the director's cut of this version that will include the DLC and much improved because people were a little bit disappointed that you could do the game without killing one person except the 3 boss fights. And we underestimated this reaction because people were doing 25 hours game, very tough game without killing anyone, and they were telling us we would love to be able to finish your game without killing, so we changed the boss fight so you can complete the game without any kills, and this is something quite interesting. It might seem very violent, but you had the choice of be violent or non-violent, and the graphics were improved, and but as for the next, I will let the other people announce that. Yes?
Yeah, so going back to the previous part of project management, you having come from aerospace industry to this gaming industry, how do you see project management different in gaming industry?
Because I have echo, sorry, I don't really well understand.
Okay, on project management topic, you can hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so on the topic of project management,
yes.
You originally being from the aerospace industry, and moving on to this gaming industry. How do you see project management different or challenges are different in this industry?
Oh, well, there are two entirely different environments. The aerospace, there's zero risk. There's zero space for risk. It's a well-established project management, almost it's part of their mentality. It's embraced. In fact, it's mandatory to a certain extent. So it's, I wouldn't say easy, but it's natural for that industry to adopt this type of methodology. When you're entering in an industry where there's much more creativity, where things are not set like a clock, that's when the complexity starts to build in. And it's much more difficult to adapt it for it to work right away. And you need to change the mindset of these content creators to appreciate what you're trying to do. And this is the step-by-step suggestions that I was saying. You need to go slowly. You need to educate them. You need to convince them, and you need to be flexible. But it's a two-way street. You ask them to be perfectly transparent, but you also, with your decision, you need to be 100% transparent to gain credibility to their eyes. Because if you lie once or twice, you'll get burned, they won't believe you anymore. So you need to say the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Thank you.
Project manager, you have been working with designers.
Yes.
So other than, you have also education schools. As a game designer and in that field, you're hiring graduates. Most of the studios are now looking for proper graduates, candidates to hire for working in a studio. So as you have been working with a game designer, other than from the design background, what other educational background should a designer have which will make the job as your project manager more easier, in just for the designer?
Well, I think if you're working for a small or a large company and sometimes you put yourselves in the shoes of the big boss who needs to take the decision someday. To be empathic, to be able to put yourself in his mind. What am I doing right now? Will it add value to the end product? You need sometimes, there are some designers, some artists, they really want to do this special car for the game, but the car might not even be used by the gamers. So you need to really focus on what is on the screen, invest what you see on the screen, and if it doesn't, ask yourself, does it add value? A manager will never tell you not to work on something that will not add value. And to give you a simple answer, try to have a thinking cap businessman, even though you're an artist, designer, programmer. What am I doing? Does it help the product? Does it add value?
So as a project manager, do you get to be in the pre-production, as in the conceptual work a lot, or just managing people from different departments? Is it more of a managing people one, or you get to be a part of the conceptual and every part of the project from the beginning to the end? Do you get to make the design decisions and all?
Well, design decisions has to be taken way early. When you're talking about design after even production, after beta, after alpha, you're asking for problems. Design always implicates a lot of decision that implicates a lot of people. Don't think just because you're changing a feature that nobody will notice and it will be cool. No, sometimes even a minor decision in design will have a much greater impact than what you think. And you need to, the design Bible has to be written first of all in conception, has to be validated in pre-production. And afterwards, yes, there's room for flexibility to adapt, but please don't count to be able to change much after the start of production.
Thanks so much. Any more questions? Due to paucity of time, I would request you to take it up offline with Stefan outside. Yes?
And you can, you can reach me at LinkedIn, who doesn't use LinkedIn? I accept all invitations. If you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, please do so. And if you have any questions, it's going to be a pleasure for me to answer you. Thank you for your time. Oh, a little bit.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Thank you.